everyone, I hope you're having a wonderful holiday season. Today I'm going to show you how I attempted to recreate a really cool vintage greeting card that I found on Pinterest. I decided to actually make this quite a bit larger, and I made it look totally different actually by the time I was done with everything. But I love watercolor painting videos, and I thought maybe you'd enjoy watching me fumble my way through this one. Now, I have to say, I am in no way an expert on watercolors or painting in general. I'm just trying to do the best I can here by trying to recreate a vintage greeting card that I thought was just absolutely stunning. Of course, I went in a very different direction, as you'll see when this is finished. So anyway, I hope you enjoy. The first thing I'm doing is just outlining everything because I wasn't sure I would remember which ornament should be which color. So I thought I would use micro pens to outline the different colors. I don't know if that's right, wrong, or whatever, but that's what I did. Originally, I was going to make the ribbon like a silvery whitish gray, but I wasn't sure how to do that later, so I went with yellow. But at this point, I still thought I was going to do it silver, and so I outlined it with black. And now I am working on the fir sprigs. These little fir sprigs were quite intensive. I really wanted to get a lot of different colors in there, a lot of different green colors, and really make them look like they were really from a tree. So I went over them many times, as you'll see. The first ornament is green, and so I'm just going in with some green watercolor. The stripes I left white, but most of the ornament I just made sure was green. Now moving on to the red, and this again is just simple watercolor. This is Rembrandt. I'm using Rembrandt watercolors for this, and I wasn't really thrilled with how the red looked because you see how it looks like there's all these little pieces in it? I don't know if you can see it, but it really kind of bugged me. It was almost chalky. Now I am working on the yellow. And this was a really bright yellow. I was surprised how bright this came out. And then the blue. And the blue was the exact opposite. It was just like a wash. In hindsight, I should have chose a different color. And now the bottom ornament is also red. And there's my kitty Salem. He decided to visit me. I'm going back in, trying to turn those pine needles or fir tree needles or whatever the heck they are, trying to give them more depth, make them look more authentic, I guess. I don't know. I was trying to be a really cool artist, so. And now for the ribbon, this is where I decided to go with yellow or gold. I didn't really want to try to make it look a silvery white because I'm not really sure on how to do shading yet very well. And I thought it would just end up not looking right. So I thought, hey, let's do yellow. You can't go wrong with yellowish gold. I actually wanted this to be more golden colored so that it didn't look like it matched the ornament, but it ended up being almost exactly the same color as the ornament. So I tried to go back and fix that later, and I think I did, but you can be the judge of that. And now I'm adding more colors to the fir leaves or fir trees. And why didn't I look this up before I started doing voiceover? You know what I mean, the pine needles. There are so many of them. It was actually kind of fun though. It looks like it's a lot of work, but it was kind of fun to do because I thought they ended up turning out really good and I was really proud of them. It was good for me because I'm kind of a beginner. Now I'm attempting to add shade and shadow and depth to the ribbon. I have no idea what I'm doing. I really need to sit and just read about how to add shadow to things and learn about how light works because obviously I don't get it. But hey, I tried. And then I decided to add some depth to this ornament too and tried to add some shadows and shading, and I was doing really, really well. Actually, no, that's not what I'm doing at all. I think I'm just trying to make this part darker. Oh wait, yeah, nope, I'm adding shadow. I'm definitely adding shadow, and I just thought that whole bottom part was a shadow. See what I mean? And then I started trying to make that flower darker, and then that didn't work out, so I just made the whole bottom a different color green. And then I decided, well, the top has to be a different color green to match the bottom, so that's what's happening here. And then I just made that squiggle darker and darkened up the that little middle stripe there. I made the little stars darker with some dark red watercolors. And then I darkened up the blue bulb. Made the stars darker. Just kind of made it look a little better. Oh yeah, I added squiggles too. And then I started adding darker red to this bulb. And I tried to make that a star. That does not work though. So I just, colored that all in too. If all else fails, color it in. Then I made the little red leaves red, which looks really cute like that. And then I started coloring it in. Why? When it looked pretty good. I think it was because I thought that it wasn't dark enough. And so I just went around darkening everything. I added a gold stripe to the middle of this yellow ornament, but it didn't turn out looking so gold. It just looked dark yellow. And then I started adding more red to the bottom bulb. Yeah, then the stars kind of disappeared. I darkened up the ribbon. And then I tried to just add some more dark red accents to this one. And I thought it would be a good idea to outline the ornaments. I don't know why, because that did not work out so well. And I'm still trying to make them darker. The watercolor just wasn't dark enough for me. At this point, I'm just like, screw it. We'll just use Crayola crayons. And that's a yellow Crayola marker there. I'm darkening up that last bulb again. And you know, it just started bleeding into the ribbon. So that's when I turned to the metallic gold paint. This is an acrylic paint, and I just thought, you know what, let's just add some accents. So originally I was just going to outline the ribbon, which was fine, and I was hoping that it would cover up the mistakes I made with the bulb down at the bottom, but it didn't. And then I decided to use it on the green ornament. And then I started using my glitter. Now, if you've ever used glitter paint is kind of hard to apply. I find that it's best if you like dab it on instead of paint it on. If you paint it on, it's going to be a really thin layer. But if you dab it on, then it actually dries and looks like glitter paint instead of you just threw a little bit of glitter on your paint. I don't know if that makes any sense. But it takes a lot of glitter paint to make it look glittery or like it has any depth. And so I'm just adding glitter accents to all the ornaments because I think they're going to be so pretty. That middle part I actually did get to be gold instead of yellow. So that's gold glitter paint. And it always looks white like this, like you can't tell what it's going to be. And then I went in on the top of that yellow bulb with yellow glitter paint. On this green bulb right now, I'm using silver glitter paint because I thought silver would go good with the green. Then I'm adding the blue. Yeah, it's just a lot of dabbing. And there we are with the yellow to contrast the gold that's already drying, as you can see there. I went over the green sprigs with some, boy, I'm just calling these everything, right? I just can't stay with a consistent name for these things. Anyway, I'm using metallic green paint here. And I think that really helped to give it depth and make it look really nice. Then I went over the ribbon with a great big wash of metallic gold, and I really like how that turned out. I don't know if any of the original shading actually made a difference and shone through that metallic paint, but I'd like to think that it did, and every layer made a difference. I think after everything is said and done and everything was dry, it looked pretty good. I mean, I'm proud of it. I'm not like some master artist who's done this a million times. I don't have a ton of experience with painting on paper. And so this was a really big win for me. It looks nothing, absolutely nothing like the original or my inspiration for this. But I was happy with it. I feel like mine was a lot brighter, but I wanted it to be that way. I wanted it to be happy because the holidays are happy to me, and I don't really care for like the dark colors for holidays. I don't know. I like the bright, colorful rainbow colors. So anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below, and I will see you next time.